All right, so let's start with Derek Carr at 10. I know a lot of people don't like Derek Carr. He's not super flashy. First of all, he wins, right? I know they started out rocky. Look, new coach, and how many different systems has he now been in? Like four?
Yeah.
4 or 5?
Yes.
I mean, he's had so many different coordinators and coaches. So, yeah, it takes him a little bit of time. Now that he is on the same page with not only Josh McDaniels and Devontae Adams, it's really starting to click, right? So, 250 yards a game, 92 passer rating, right? That's big boy football right there.
Yeah, it is.
That's good football. I'm not saying that he's great, but that's top 10 football.
It is. And
Plus, he's been winning a lot recently.
in that connection, like you said, I mean, Derek Carr and Devontae Adams, I think it has the ability to become a top one in the league. It's not there right now. It's not at the very top among the most elite.
It's getting there.
It is getting there, and they're starting to jump more and more. So I think the end of this season will look pretty good with Derek Carr, and I think next season, if they can keep some stability in there for probably like the first time in his career,
Right.
I think that would be beneficial.
Let's go with number 9 here. Let's go with Tua. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say it's low, so I like it. Like 21 touchdowns, 5 picks. Love that. Love that. Really, really solid. Leads the league in pass rating at 112. That's all good and well. He's at like 286 yards a game. Fine. But I'm looking right here. Let's go look against winning teams, right? So you go look at their losses. Cincinnati. How'd he play? 8 for 14. Now, granted, he got hurt. Some people might say, though, that's not his fault. Like, I'm just saying it's not his fault. But it's a product of what he is. He's undersized, and he's not super mobile.
Yes.
And you see, look, how about against San Francisco? 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, pass rating of 79.
Like, it's
Right,
just
so-
very middle of the road.
Very, very middle of the road. You go look at against all these really good teams, even against Pittsburgh, right? 1 touchdown, no picks, 92 pass rating, right? So not quite as prolific as you're used to seeing
That's
from
kind of like right around where Kenny Pickett was this past week for Pittsburgh.
Absolutely, right? So, yeah, if you're looking for a comparison, right?
That would be it.
Kenny Pickett from this past week. Good, certainly good, not special, though. And I think that's where Tua ends up shaking out. So when you look at like talent and against good teams. All right, let's go with number 8 here. Let's go with Dak Prescott. So I do like, I like that since he's come back from being hurt, he's still finding ways to win and be super productive. 13 touchdowns, 7 picks. Don't love how many picks he has.
Yeah.
But granted, he was hurt, so he hasn't been in a lot of games, and he's kind of been working his way back. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. 96 pass rating. The reason he's over Tua is I've seen him play really well against good teams. But like the Giants have a fairly legit defense. He's got a 91 pass rating. Now, again, not special. A lot like Tua. That's kind of why he's lower on the list. It's not special. You go look, how about Minnesota? 139 pass rating. Minnesota's got a real defense, right? They got a good pass rush. Secondary's been pretty good. I mean, even Detroit. Now I know that their defense isn't great, but the pass rush is there. 113 pass rating. Like, so he's been fairly good against good pass rushes, good defenses.
Yeah, and it's better than years past. We've seen him really, really struggle against top competition. Yeah. So I think
he's getting better against.
It should be a breath of fresh air for any Cowboys fans out there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go with number 7 here, Geno Smith. Look, I didn't want to believe it either, but I have to. At this point, we gotta be honest about this.
When we were making this list, we sat down and we were like, okay, we got the 6, and then we got the 7. We're okay. Who do we put here? And the names that were being thrown around, and the fact that Geno Smith is the 7th best quarterback in the league right now, nobody would have predicted that coming into this season. Nobody.
Well, I think he's 3rd in pass rating. He's 1st in completion percentage. He's 22 touchdowns to 6 picks. That's like, I think, 4th in the league.
Look, unless your show is called the Geno Smith Show, you didn't predict this.
No. And here's the thing that's also fairly impressive. Look, I like DK too, but I think he's on the lower end of wide receiver ones. And I don't personally view Lockett as a 2. I think he's too undersized. I think he's too inconsistent. I think he's more of a high-end 3. They don't have a tight end presence that I'm comfortable with. And the emergence of Kenneth Walker, that's helped him a lot, but that wasn't always steady, especially at the beginning of the year when he was slinging it around. He's working with all new pieces up front. Well, not all, but mostly new pieces up front.
And an aging coach.
2 rookies and an aging defensive head coach. Look, Geno deserves a lot of credit. I think Shane Waldron, the offensive coordinator, also deserves a lot of credit. He's done a fantastic job. But and I've been in denial, but you got to call it what it is. 109 pass rating, leads the league in completion percentage.
Look,
that's good quarterback play.
And he's led a team that shouldn't have this many wins to this many wins. So
I agree.
I think that's a feat in itself.
Let's go with number 6. Let's go with Kirk Cousins here. So Kirk is in my eyes slightly better. Right, so now right now his completion percentage isn't quite as high as it normally is. It's 65. He's more usually around 67 to 69, generally speaking. So that's a little bit different for Kirk. Yards are down a bit, and the pass rating is only 88. Here's what I love, though. In big moments, he's been fantastic, which is really, really not like Kirk. Take the Philly game away.
Yes.
Fourth quarter against Buffalo, fantastic. Right, late against the Jets was really, really good. I know it's only 18 touchdowns, 9 picks. I think the leadership, though, that he is providing, getting the ball to the right places when it counts, basically Justin Jefferson when it counts, has been huge. Now, look, I can hear the argument for Geno over Kirk. Here's what's big for me, though, is wins and losses. I know people, I don't think you can judge a career for a quarterback based on wins and losses, but I think season to season, it's a very, very valid quarterback stat to look at.
Yes.
I think it is.
And I would say even more so for Kirk, is he's doing it in the NFC North. We know how hard it is for the Minnesota Vikings to finish over top of Green Bay in the NFC North.
It's been a struggle for a long time. And look, we bang on the Packers, but they're not a bad team.
No, they are not. They're a very good, stable organization that's done it well for a lot of years. And I just think that's a little more impressive than Geno Smith kind of dominating the NFC West, which is just a kind of lower division right now.
I mean, I'm just going to read Kirk. This is against divisional opponents. 119 pass rating, 94, 96. How about I know the Buffalo game was a 72 overall, but fourth quarter pass rating, 97.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, how about New England? Really tough defense. Belichick owns bad quarterbacks. 116, right? So, I mean, go look at either divisional games or big games. They've been fantastic. Or Kirk has, rather. All right, let's go to number 5, Justin Herbert. First of all, he's an athletic freak. I think he might be the most talented quarterback in the league, like when it comes to size, can move, big arm, really, really smart at the line of scrimmage. There's nothing really that he can't do at this point as a young quarterback. 20 touchdowns, 7 picks. And here's the thing. Here's how you know you have a quarterback. When you go into the game and the season knowing if it doesn't work, it's the coach's fault, not the quarterback's fault. That's how you know.
Yeah, you know you got a guy when that's the case. I mean, we've seen him do it all year, and I think he's now become, him and Josh Allen are kind of the measuring stick of what a quarterback should look like.
If you're looking for a franchise-changing quarterback, that's what you're looking for.
Big arm, can move really well.
Good leader.
Adds to the rush.
Yeah.
Fantastic leaders, both of them.
Yeah.
But especially Justin Herbert in this slot. I mean, he's been able to elevate a receiving core that has been injury riddled throughout the last couple of seasons.
It's been awful.
Lacking talent at many times. He's been able to elevate things. So Justin Herbert at 5 makes a lot of sense.
I think he might be my favorite quarterback. I mean, look at
it's either him or that dude we got at 3 for me.
Yeah, 3?
Yeah.
I will get to that. So we got to make a little pit stop at 4 here. Let's go Jalen Hurts at 4. So I think moving forward that Justin Herbert's a better quarterback and certainly a more talented quarterback, right? Especially throwing the football.
Yes.
But I can't argue with Jalen Hurts' production. First of all, through the air only, 20 touchdowns, 3 picks. That's number 1 in the league in touchdown-interception ratio. 108 pass rating. Unbelievable. 245 yards a game. Not special, but certainly good enough.
Yeah.
Certainly capable. That's not even counting rushing, which is just out of this world. How many touchdowns has he had rushing? 9 more touchdowns rushing. So overall, he's 29 touchdowns, 3 picks.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a fumble, a fumble loss, that is. Look, that's exactly what you're looking for in a franchise quarterback. And also 11-1. I just got done saying how crucial in my eyes from season to season a quarterback record is. He's 11-1. 11-1.
It's impressive. And I think one thing that has to be examined is the steps or the steps that he's taken just from last year. The progression that we've seen speaks a lot, especially in the NFL. When you can do it that quick and progress that quickly, that's stuff that we've seen from like Mahomes and Josh Allen, right? Where you come out in your year 2, year 3, and it's just you just keep going up and up and up, and he's not seeming to hit a plateau. So
wasn't Tennessee supposed to have this really good defense? 130 pass rating last week.
Yeah, they were supposed to.
How about Indianapolis, who's had a pretty good defense? 107. Right, like Pittsburgh, good defense, 141.
It's impressive.
Right, like Dallas, juggernaut, 105. Like that's called big boy quarterback right there.
Yes.
I mean that's impressive. Even in the games where he doesn't play all that well, 73. Oh, never mind, his rushing numbers are up. He's good. Like so, it's It's impressive how many different ways he can beat you.
Yes.
All right, you said number 3 here, Josh Allen at number
Favorite.
3.
Yes.
I think what makes him special is his big playability. I mean, they're at any point 75 yards down the field, can throw a dart. I mean, on a line.
Yep.
It's really impressive. He does things where you can't really wrap your head around it. 25 touchdowns. I don't love the 11 picks. I think he kind of got out of whack there for a little bit, but he's steered it back onto the tracks. 284 yards a game, a 96 pass rating. He's got the longest play of the year, 98 yards.
And I mean, it's not always. Yes, you don't like to see a high number of picks, but the times he's throwing the picks aren't very like costly times to throw an interception. They're more, I don't want to ever say an interception was good, but they're better than what it could have been. Like a late fourth quarter, you're trying to drive.
Right.
You don't see many of those from him. And plus, just when an entire team and organization leans on him every single week and he's able to go out and deliver, would be the leading rusher, the leading passer, and probably leading touchdowns too. So
here's another thing that he's top 5 in the league in on-target throw percentage, right?
yeah,
74% of the time he is on target, and his knock has always been accuracy. I think we can say that that's not a factor anymore.
yeah, you can put some white out over that one.
Yeah, you can put some white out over that one. You're good to go. All right, number 2, let's go with Patrick Mahomes. 105 passer rating. He leads the league with 317 yards per game. He leads the league with 30 touchdowns, only 8 picks. Leads the league in yards. So he's first in yards, yards per game, touchdowns. He's top 5 in passer rating. What more do you want from him? I mean, all new receivers, new offensive line last year, didn't matter.
Lost his number 1 receiver in Tyreek, and just it's fine.
It just doesn't matter. Over the last 2 years, they've rebuilt his offensive line and his receiving core, and it just doesn't matter. You want to talk about on-target throws? He's at 76% on-target throws, so he's getting the ball where it needs to be, on time, in rhythm, on target. What can't he do, really? What can he? And I know it sounds cliche, but seriously, what can he do?
I haven't seen many limitations on Mahomes yet, but there's one dude that seems to have his number.
Cool as a cucumber, Joe Burr.
Yes.
Joe Burr at number 1. Here's the thing. I just saw him outplay Mahomes. And here's what I saw him when I saw him outplay Mahomes in the fourth quarter, which is even more impressive.
For the third time.
For the third time in a row. He's got a 104 passer rating, 290 yards roughly a game, 25 touchdowns, 8 picks.
It's impressive.
And like I said, we always talk about that on target. 78% of his throws are on target, right? And so, like I said, that comes with being right there. That on target. That's not just that ball needs to where is where it where you should put it in the hands, right? No, it's on time, in rhythm, within the structure of the play, going to the right read, going to the right guy, attacking the right matchup,
and
checking the right blitz,
yes.
Right? Or checking the right protection to counter the blitz, right? All of it goes into that. For you to be able to have a clean pocket, to get that ball out on time and put it where it needs to be. It's wildly impressive.
And he's done a fantastic job with it.
And he wins. He wins better than almost anybody I've seen. To be able to overcome, right, you lose Jamar Chase for like a month. Joe Mixon's been out for like 3 games with a concussion. Defense is a hit or miss. Offensive line is still not as good as you'd like it to be. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah. We'll just beat Mahomes. It's okay. We'll just go 4-0 without Jamar Chase. It's ridiculous
Insanity.
At this point.
But I'm going to run back through this list for you guys here. We got the Derek Carr sitting at 10, Tua at 9, Dak Prescott at 8, Geno Smith at 7, Kirk Cousins at 6, Justin Herbert at 5, Jalen Hurts in the 4 spot, Josh Allen at 3, Patrick Mahomes at 2, and Joe Burrow, a.k.a. Joe Shiesty or Joe Burr or Joe Cool, at that number 1 spot going in to Week 14 of the NFL.